Imagine a world we call home, but altered beyond recognition by one simple fact. Its diameter is not 12,700 kilometers, but only 1,270. This is not just a small planet. This is mini-Earth. The first thing that strikes you is the horizon. It's incredibly close. The world curves right before your eyes, creating an almost claustrophobic feeling. The mountains here are cyclopean needles, soaring into the very cosmos, yet one could climb them in hours. But at the summit, deadly thin air reigns. The atmosphere here is thin and capricious. A kettle boils at 90 degrees, and the native people would be stocky and muscular, with enormous lungs. The oceans are a global shallow sea, spawning monstrous, rapid storms. The weather here is concentrated fury. Orbital velocity is ridiculously low. A medieval catapult could launch a payload in orbit, and satellites hang so low it seems you could throw a stone to hit them. There is no moon. The night sky is adorned only by a crystal belt of debris, and the stars coldly remind us of the universe's unchanging laws. Great geographical discoveries would be meaningless. Any navigator could circumnavigate the entire globe in a week, and continents were always in contact. Their science would study not geography, but furious meteorology and seismology. Their dream of space would be not romantic, but a vital necessity. The cradle planet would feel like a cramped and dangerous vessel. Their first satellite would be not a triumph, but a gasp of freedom. The gaze inevitably turns to the stars. Weak gravity changes everything. A high jump would be like flight, and a fall from height would be less fatal, but still not safe. Trees could not grow as tall and mighty. The first strong winds would topple them, and sap could not rise so high. The animal kingdom would be full of strange creatures, light with powerful limbs for propulsion and prehensile paws to cling to the ground during hurricanes. Rivers would flow by different laws. Their current would be slower and more meandering, and waterfalls would fall from mountains like light veils shattering on rocks. The change from day to night would be swift. Twilight would be a brief moment between bright sun and pitch darkness studded with stars. Due to the small core, the planet's magnetic field would be weak or bizarre, exposing the surface to streams of cosmic radiation. Auroras could be observed even at mid-latitudes, not as a rare wonder, but as a common, frightening reminder of the sky's vulnerability. Architecture would develop in width, not height. Low, squat, streamlined houses with strong foundations dug into the ground to withstand winds and tremors. Long-distance land transport would be pointless. Such distances simply don't exist. But systems of signals and rapid communication would be incredibly developed. Writing and cartography would become the greatest arts. For describing the entire complex, yet tiny world required maximum conciseness. Wars would be fought not for territory, of which there is little anyway, but for resources, shelters from storms, or control over sources of stable water and heat. Food would be very concentrated and nutritious. Vast fields for grain would be an unaffordable luxury, so intensive gardening and mushroom cultivation in shelters would develop. Musical instruments would sound different. In the thin air, volume is lower and timbres are distorted. Rhythmic, percussive sounds that carry through the wind would predominate. The first flying machines would appear at the dawn of civilization. Large kites, gliders catching the powerful updrafts of storms. Philosophy from the very beginning would be global and existential. We are all in the same boat. Our world is a fragile bubble. Our destiny lies beyond. Cataclysms like supervolcanic eruptions or asteroid impacts would be for them not a regional, but a total planetary threat of extinction. Therefore, astronomy and orbit calculation were for them a matter of survival. Every new comet in the sky caused not curiosity, but panic. Their first satellite would be not a ball with antennas, but perhaps a whole orbital station arc, sending data and hope back to Earth. And when they finally sent their first probe to a neighboring giant planet in their system, it would be an act of the greatest curiosity and a desperate attempt to find a new home. The civilization of mini-Earth, born in cramped fury, could surpass us by millennia in the main thing, in realizing the unity and fragility of their world and in striving for the stars.